If your business is stuck, it's not your competition, it's your mindset. Let me prove it to you. I have a list of the top lies we believe about business. Let me know if you catch yourself saying these. Number one, nobody wants to work anymore. If you go to any business, Target, the grocery store, anywhere, it's full of workers and a lot of good workers. So obviously people want to work. Maybe they don't want to work for you, right? So we have to check ourselves and find out why we can't get workers. That's an inward self-reflection. Number two, my customers won't pay those types of prices. Why? Can you think of a competitor in your town that does the same service you do and charges more? You probably can think of a bigger company. Guess what? People are buying the same service for more, which means you can get that same amount. Number three, you don't know my market. That might work in your market, but not mine. Where does that even come from? People are people. They use the same psychology, the same buying patterns. That's just a cop-out because we don't often want to say, I can't do it, because who wants to say that about themselves? So we trick ourselves and we pick a scapegoat, the market. All I need is word of mouth. Well, yeah, word of mouth can get you really, really far in business, but you know what can get you even further? Really good, solid marketing. Number five, those who can't do, teach. Really? That's why a lot of times we don't hire business coaches and people to teach us, because we feel like, well, if they're teaching, that means they couldn't do it themselves, right? It's just false, right? Sometimes people teach because they don't want to do it, because they enjoy teaching. I don't have a big enough budget for marketing like the big companies. Well, you may not have a big budget like them, but you can allocate some portion of the money you bring in for marketing. A lot of times, bigger companies have more money to market because they decide to spend the money. Sometimes we charge so little money that we don't have any extra money for marketing. Raise your prices. I'm just a small business. I can't compete with the big guys. Guess what? They're having a hard time competing with you, right? So the same conversation you have about the big guys, they're in their meetings about the small guys. I have to keep my prices low to stay competitive. Why? Why do you have to be competitive against the low, cheap customers? Why compete for them, right? Raise your prices and have customers that want value, and stop competing for the low price customers. I'm not good at sales. Okay, maybe you're not good at sales, but the lie here, when people say I'm not good at sales, they're saying, well, I could never do that. That's just a lack of effort. You can learn it little by little, day by day. Marketing is a waste of money. Most of the time when people say that, it's because they've marketed and it didn't work. And all that really means is the marketing you didn't work. Get better at it, right? Obviously, marketing works. It's a multi-trillion-dollar industry, marketing and advertising. And people don't do it because it doesn't work. My business can't grow unless I work more hours and I don't have enough time. False. If you raise your prices, you'll actually lose some customers, but you'll make the same amount of money with less customers working less hours. No one can do it as well as I can. This is one of those lies that we believe because we don't want to hire someone because we're scared. Guess what? There probably are some people that can't do it as well as you, but you don't have to hire people that can do it as well as you. You just need to hire people that can do it a fraction of the amount that you can do, so you don't have to constantly do everything. I don't have time to train new employees. Well, really, your life is going by, and in a blink of an eye, your kids will be grown and they'll be out of the house. So you don't have time to not train people. There aren't any good people to hire right now. There's a lot of good people. You're one of them. You're working, so find the person that's just like you but didn't have the opportunity to go out there. They're just waiting for someone to give them a shot. Find those people that are good, solid people, give them a shot, and train them. I can't take any time off. Everything would fall apart. If you get sick and go to the hospital, you're going to have to take time off, right? And you've probably gotten sick for a couple days. You probably had the flu, took 1 to 2 days off. Nothing fell apart. That's because you had to take off. So why not take off on purpose? Take 2 or 3 days off. If it all falls apart, you know what? At least you spend time with your family. If I make more money, I'll have to pay more in taxes. That's just weird, okay? I don't have the right connections to succeed. Make the right connections. Keep pushing and pushing and pushing until you find the person that will open the door for you. I have a saying, I don't take no for an answer, which means if I need a yes from someone, I will keep asking people until I find the person that says yes, because someone is willing to give me a yes. All right, my market is too saturated. You know what? If your market is really saturated, what that means is there's a lot of buyers in your market. Because if there's a lot of businesses selling what you sell, that means there's a lot of people buying what you sell. You can be one of those. All right, here we go. Okay, success means sacrificing family and free time. Maybe for a very short time, but hard work in the beginning, relaxation in the end. Create systems. Write down every single thing that you do so that you can teach someone how to do it. Okay, let's look for some other good ones. Growing to be a big company just means more stress. You know what's also stressful? Having to do every single thing. So there's stress being small, right? There's stress being big, sure. But there's a lot of good things about being big, which means you can take off and other people can fill your shoes. And then when you go back in, they can take off. All right. I can't raise prices during a recession. Why not? Of course, times are tight, money is tight, but money is not tight for everyone. All right, let's look for some more. I can't afford to turn down any work, even if it's unprofitable. There's a saying, why be broke and be tired? Which means if the work's not profitable, why exhaust yourself doing it? You're going to be unprofitable if you don't do it, and you're going to be unprofitable if you do it, so you might as well take a break. It's safer to stay where I'm at the size my business is. That's called a fear of success. That means, well, if I grow to this size, or if my business grows, or if I hire people, then I'll have to do this, this, and this. That's your fear of what happens if you actually succeed. The fear of success is very tricky. I'm a technician, not a business person. Guess what? There are very few of us that come out from the womb with a father or an uncle or a mother that teaches us business. We don't learn it. We learn how to do something, and then we start on our own. We grow in business. And you can really fast track to learn a business by hiring a business advisor. I'm too busy working to focus on growing my company. You know what? When you get calls to do certain work, you go out there and you put that time on your schedule to go to these houses and fix these things. You can block out that time to do the admin work. You just don't really feel like it's as important because you don't see how it brings in money. But fixing your business, taking time to grow it actually brings in more revenue, and it gives you your time and your family time back. I'll never find someone who cares about this business. Of course you will, especially if you're fair about incentivizing those people. Make it worth it, right? If somebody tries super hard, pay them well. Raise your prices so that you can pay them well. People with really high-paying jobs and rewarding jobs, you reward them, you encourage them, you support them, they will go to bat for your business. There's no one to help. I have to figure it all out alone. There's tons of people doing the business that you're doing and would love to talk to you. There's networking groups in every city and every town, right? Find one. Find someone like you. Find your tribe. The people that don't want to support you, stop worrying about them. Find someone that'll support you. And last one, and I skipped some of these, I'm just not cut out to be an entrepreneur. You know what? I wasn't either. When I started my business, I didn't know anything, but just that pure hard grit. I kept going. I kept pushing. This video is about self-limiting beliefs. We all have them, and it's not our competition that stops us. It's our own mindset. Dig into the root of why you believe what you believe. Fight those things and get better. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Have a great day. Go change the world.